What up, YouTube? It's your boy Drew from YT, and today, as y'all can see from the title of the video, Jordan versus LeBron, the best GOAT comparison. Now, if y'all don't know, a couple of days ago, the beginning of this month is February. Y'all already know what I said. Every month, I'm at least recording one Michael Jordan video for the year. But if y'all don't know what happened a couple days ago, was Michael Jordan's birthday. But before that, LeBron had beat the record for most points ever scored. And people always coming over, of course, as per usual, saying, "Oh, LeBron's a GOAT." Shut that down real quick, because we know he's not. But if y'all new, go ahead, hit the subscribe button for your boy. Hit that like button for your boy. Share with your family, your friends. Let me know what y'all want to see next, man. Comment down below what other Michael Jordan videos y'all want me to do. Grab some snacks. Sit down. Relax. Bring the fam. Grab some snacks. It's a 32-minute video. You feel me? Let me know what y'all eating. I hope y'all eating something. I'm going to sit back. You feel me? I'm gonna relax a little bit. Maybe even take me a nap. When you're good at something, you'll tell everyone. When you're great at something, they'll tell you. Oh! I need somebody to let me know I'm great. I'm great at YouTube. Come on now. It's like watching a movie. LeBron. The GOAT. Hey, it's that one dude. He play on the Warriors. He's a commentator for NBC for the Warriors. Forget his name. It's Ray Allen. It's LeBron. LeBron not even that good. Like, bro, if I'm being completely honest, LeBron not even that good. That's the GOAT right there. It's just highlights of like, bro, what is this? Inspiration. Let's look at it, man. Come on now. Look at Jordan. Jordan versus LeBron. The definitive GOAT analysis. So what you got?
Jordan versus
Danger
LeBron.
Productions.
LeBron versus Jordan. It's a debate that has captured the public's attention for the last several years, especially after this moment in 2016 when LeBron James beat the Golden State Warriors.
I mean, does it really? He cheated the whole time. Like, bro, I'm not even gonna get into it. He cheated.
To win the third championship of his career.
Bro, he paid the rest off.
In
per
LeBron's
usual.
own words,
that one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
Cause you cheated? I could see that. Greatest cheater of all time. Maybe. Greatest player?
That's what I felt. I was like, that one right there made you the greatest player of all time.
And we know LeBron lies about everything. So we know he's lying here. Come on now.
but did it?
No.
Is everything since that moment simply icing on LeBron's cake?
No.
Or is LeBron destined to finish his career in Michael Jordan's shadow?
Obviously.
We've
Ain't
all
nobody
heard
gonna be
the
better
arguments
than
from
Jordan.
LeBron supporters.
He's bigger, he's stronger, he's faster, he's more durable.
And from Jordan's.
Okay, he's bigger. I guess because he's taller. That has nothing to do with anything. That's genetics. Okay. What do you say? He's faster? Debatable. He's stronger. The dude's on steroids. I would be stronger too. And durable. Once again, he's on steroids. I would be too.
Supporters.
Michael Jordan was merely 6-0 with 6 MVPs in the finals.
But the GOAT debate isn't as simple as the pundits make it seem. There are a number of factors relevant in determining the greatest basketball player of all time. In fact, I would say there are 5 things that really matter when determining the GOAT of any sport. These
I know that
criteria
video.
are, in no particular order,
Okay.
accomplishments,
Of course.
longevity,
Does it really?
winning,
Of course.
statistics,
Of course.
and what we'll refer to in this video as the eye test.
Alright.
And to be the GOAT, you don't need to be the best in any specific category, but you need to be pretty good across the board. So simply winning 7 championships, like Robert Horry did, isn't enough to get you into the conversation. When we're finished with this video, it'll be plainly obvious that one guy comes out on top.
Yeah, Jordan.
But before we get started, I want to clarify that this is not a comparison of legacies. It's about who was the better basketball player.
Oh, that's obvious,
If
Jordan.
we were talking about
Come on now.
legacies, Jordan's is nearly untouchable. Not only did he lead basketball to global popularity, he helped transform Nike into an empire, changed the way players played and how they dressed, and he even made it cool for guys to be bald. And while those things certainly contribute to
at least dark skin people, because as a light skin, we can't pull off being bald. That's the last time I paused the video.
Iconic status, they don't make him a better player on the court. So let's evaluate the criteria that matter, and we'll start with individual accomplishments. Take a look.
Okay.
Jordan.
Let's do that. Oh, he's going to
had more regular season MVPs.
Okay.
Twice as many finals MVPs.
Wow.
9 more scoring titles.
Wow.
And several more selections to the NBA's all-defensive team, including once being named Defensive Player of the Year. Wow. LeBron has more All-Star appearances, but that's largely due to his having played more seasons. In fact, when taking into account retirements and major injuries, Jordan essentially played 13 seasons compared to 17 seasons for LeBron.
This is an old video day, because he like 25 or something.
Making Jordan's significant lead in accomplishments all the more impressive. And that's to say nothing of MJ's brilliant college career, which saw him twice named All-American and once awarded College Player of the Year, at a time when the country's best players actually went to college.
Exactly. They had to get that education.
Of whether you're a LeBron fan or MJ fan, you have to give the accomplishments
to
Jordan.
Come on, it's not even a debate.
The second criteria in our GOAT analysis is longevity. And this one is also a no-brainer, but this time in favor of LeBron.
Of course, like that's not even fair. Like that's not even fair. Like I seen a video. It's last time I paused the video, by the way. This dude LeBron has been in the league for 20-something years and just now breaking the record. Jordan was in the league less and was obviously averaging, had more points, right? I seen a video that said if Jordan never got hurt, if he never retired for those 2 years, he would have broke the record way before LeBron.
Played more seasons.
Way like years.
But he's had a longer peak
seasons before.
Jordan's peak lasted about 10 years, whereas LeBron's peak has lasted 16 years and is still going. He's been incredibly durable during that time.
Because he's on steroids.
Time to injury only in 2019.
Bro, he's on
that
steroids.
Said, the claim that LeBron has been much more durable than Michael has been a bit overblown. Consider that Jordan played in at least 80 regular season games 11 times in his career, including all 82 games an incredible 9 times.
Wow.
Compare that to LeBron, who
like
played
Kevon
in
Looney
80
out there.
regular season games just twice, and in all 82 games just once.
Dude.
So both LeBron and Jordan get high marks for their durability. But durability aside, the bottom line is that LeBron has sustained his level of excellence for a much longer period of time than Jordan,
because he's on steroids.
which puts the longevity checkmark squarely in LeBron's corner.
I guess, yeah.
That brings us to the third GOAT criteria.
So, I would be too. Like,
winning.
Oh, I think we know the answer to this.
Jordan won 6 championships.
Easily.
LeBron has won 3.
But...
Jordan is 6-0 in the NBA Finals. LeBron is 3-6. Yes, LeBron has made the finals 9 times compared to only 6 times for Jordan. But let's not pretend that making the finals is the same thing, or even close to the same thing, as winning a title.
Of course.
Take a prime example from another sport, the Buffalo Bills. They're the only team in NFL history to appear in 4 consecutive Super Bowls. But is there a single player or fan of that team that wouldn't trade all 4 of those appearances for just 1 Super Bowl win?
They didn't win?
Frankly, talk to any fan whose team lost the season's final game and ask them how they felt afterward.
Terrible.
Almost universally, their feelings are of sadness, anger, and disappointment.
The only difference between terrible, but then we came back next year and did a 2-peat. Come on now. Come on. Like Warriors, bro. If you ain't know what I'm talking about. Head out the gutter.
That's just the fans. For players, those feelings are only magnified. Listen to Charles Barkley talk about losing in the NBA Finals.
And
he ain't never won.
When it was over, because I had to. I was frustrated because I couldn't wheel my team past Michael and the Bulls, and it. First of all, I don't think I've ever gotten over it. Number one.
Of course not. You would never get over it. Like,
that was traumatic, and it's painful.
So we can all stop with this false equivalence between winning the
championship.
Mess
up the hat. Oh yeah, go on the body.
In the words of Herm Edwards,
you play to win the game.
Hello?
You play to win the game.
Of course. What else would you play? To lose?
As mentioned, on basketball's biggest stage, the NBA Finals, Jordan was 6-0.
Wow.
LeBron was
Crazy.
3 and 6.
6 and
And
0.
frankly, that doesn't even show how lopsided their records
Like,
really
bro,
are.
Jordan has a winning record. LeBron has a losing record. Like, come on, man. Quiet.
In terms of individual finals games, Jordan was 24 and 11.
Winning record.
LeBron is 18 and 31.
Losing
And
record.
that's because in 4 of his 6 finals losses, LeBron's team hasn't even been competitive. Twice he got swept, and 2 other times he lost 4 games to 1. That includes being on the wrong side of the 2 most lopsided finals by margin of loss in NBA history.
Like, what kind of defense was that?
Of
he
course,
gonna
LeBron
pull
fans
up.
will tell you that the only reason for LeBron's poor finals record is that his competition was so tough.
So?
Ironic.
What does that have to do with anything? If you're so good, you're the GOAT. Competition shouldn't even matter. Shouldn't even matter.
Some of these same fans criticized Jordan for losing early in his career to a Celtics team stacked with 5 Hall of Famers, and they conveniently gloss over the fact that LeBron reached the finals so many times in part
Ooh, that was
because
nice
the
pass.
competition in his own conference was so weak. During the vast majority of his career, LeBron played in what many dubbed the Leastern Conference because
Yeah,
the East was so much
always.
weaker than the West.
It's terrible.
On the other hand, during Jordan's playing days, the East was generally considered the stronger conference, as Jordan had to battle through hard-fought rivalries
All the
against
time.
the Bad Boy Pistons,
Come on now.
Patrick Ewing's Knicks,
Come on now.
Shaq Penny-led
Oh
Magic,
my goodness.
and Reggie Miller's Pacers.
Come on.
That said,
Speaking
if you want
facts.
to blame LeBron's failure in the finals on the level of his competition,
Hey, wait, hold on. We gotta go back. LeBron get his ankles too? Oh man.
that said, if you want to blame LeBron's failure in the finals on the level of his competition, I won't argue with you.
It was LeBron. What a foul, bro. You slipped, bro.
Also
Oh,
not
you,
blow it out of
bro, you got your
proportion.
you got your
If you
ankles
look
too.
at the average number of wins of their finals opponents, you'll see that LeBron's finals opponents average 60.8 wins per season,
It's not
whereas
bad,
Jordan's
but
finals opponents
That's
average
good.
61.2 wins
It's not
per
that big of a
season.
difference, but
So as
I mean,
it
but
turns
still,
out, both
kinda
players
even.
face stiff competition in the finals.
I mean, of course, it's the
but
finals.
a big reason we
you
don't
know,
hold
like,
the 93 Suns, the 96 Sonics, or the 98 Jazz in the same regard as some of LeBron's finals
That's
opponents
because it's like,
is
look at-
because,
you know?
unlike LeBron's adversaries, Jordan's opponents never actually won the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
True.
Which goes to my original point, that the difference between winning the title and finishing runner-up is huge.
Yeah.
And the
I feel
reason
it,
those
I feel
teams
it.
never won the title?
Cause of Jordan.
This guy.
Like, come on now. Are we
Look,
stupid? It's
I'm
Jordan.
not trying to say that Jordan's opponents were as good as the Warriors teams
Heck
that
no.
LeBron faced 4
Heck-
times in
2016 Warriors, 17 Warriors, 2015, 16, 17 Warriors are like the second best team of all time. And that's coming from a Warrior fan. I could go and be like, oh, we the first. Nah, we not. I'm keeping it for real. We ain't.
the finals. The truth is that Jordan never played a juggernaut quite like that. But there's a pretty good reason for that. Jordan's Bulls were the juggernaut. They were the team winning 70-plus games. They were
See,
the
like the
team with the
Warriors.
target on their back every year.
Every
And
year.
as the Warriors showed us, that's not an easy place to be. As great as the Warriors were, they were never able to string together 3 consecutive championships. Jordan's Bulls did it twice.
And let's not
So
forget the
what's the
Lakers.
greater
Gotta get them
achievement?
props too.
Beating the juggernaut or
Kobe and
being the
LeBron and
juggernaut?
Kobe. I think
Or to
being
be
a
more
juggernaut.
specific,
Like, if we're
beating
talking,
the juggernaut 1 time out of the 4 times you faced them,
nah.
or being the juggernaut year after year
Oh,
after year,
come on.
and then doing it again year after year after year. There's no doubt that
Crazy. That's like me playing Call of Duty. Do I want to go up against like, oh, I beat the Juggernaut? Nigga, you died 15 times. Or be the one I was a Juggernaut the whole round. I killed everybody.
LeBron's victory over the 73-win Warriors was the highlight of his career. But it's not
probably
the first
was,
time
let's
that
be
an
honest.
underdog has won the championship. And there actually have been much bigger underdogs who ended up winning the title.
Chauncey Billups?
But how many times have we seen a player lead his team to 6 championships in 8 years? Prior to Jordan's Bulls, only Bill Russell's Celtics ever accomplished that feat in the NBA, when they incredibly won 11 championships in 13 seasons. However, back then, there was an average of less than 10 teams in the league, and only a couple rounds of playoffs.
Only 10?
So it was considerably easier to win a title.
My goodness.
And no player,
No
not
wonder
even
why
Bill
he had, like, a
Russell,
whole bunch
ever
of,
had a run of winning 25
titles.
of 26 playoff series, as Michael Jordan did.
That's crazy.
And Michael's pattern of winning goes beyond the NBA. Let's not forget that Jordan has never won anything but gold in the Olympics, and he also earned an NCAA championship,
Crazy.
in which he hit the first of 2 iconic championship-winning
And
shots.
didn't LeBron
in his
get bounced
career.
out like against?
All that is to say, when it comes to
in the
winning,
Olympics?
the checkmark clearly goes to
I think
Jordan.
so. Of course.
On to the 4th GOAT criteria.
I think Jordan wins that too.
Statistics.
All right, Jordan's a what?
This one is a
three,
bit more
3 to 1.
complicated.
Come on now.
I mean, how
It's a
do
3 to
you
1, like,
statistically evaluate 2 players
Jordan-
who played in
I mean,
different
LeBron not
eras
coming
under
back.
different rules at different positions?
But you can still do it though.
One way
Points.
of doing it is to
Points is
simply
still the
look at the
same.
8 traditional statistics
You
of
see how
basketball.
he just bopped on him like I'm
Points, assists,
Of course,
rebounds,
of course,
steals,
of course,
blocks,
of course,
field goal percentage,
course,
free throw percentage,
of course,
and
Just,
turnovers.
of course.
And we'll focus on per game stats rather than cumulative stats,
Of course.
since cumulative stats such as total career points and total career assists
That doesn't
really
make-
speak to longevity,
Yeah, that don't really
which is
count.
already its own
Since,
category of the
since
GOAT
LeBron
analysis.
been in the league for about
Per game
100 years
stats,
already.
on the other hand, is more of an apples-to-apples comparison.
I mean, it was
So
nice.
looking at the
It was
8
nice,
traditional
dumb.
stats,
Like okay,
we see that Jordan
let's look at the stats. Since Jordan, since LeBron's so much better than Jordan, which he's not, but points.
leads LeBron in 5 of them.
Come on.
Points per game,
Oh my.
steals per game,
Come on.
blocks per game,
Come on.
free throw percentage.
And the reason, okay, points per game, it's pretty simple. Jordan was that dude. He was going up. Jordan was going up doing his thing. Assists, I could see why Jordan didn't have as many assists as LeBron, because Jordan was more of a shooting guard. So he was like, I don't have to pass the ball, I'm not a point guard. So he's going up doing his thing. LeBron, I ain't gonna hold you. He got some nice passes. Rebounds, LeBron's taller. He's more in the paint more often, of course. Steals, come on now. Blocks, I don't know how LeBron don't have it, but LeBron don't block nobody. Field goal percentage, I can see that because Jordan don't take as much shots as LeBron. And yeah, I'll say that. Free throws, of course Jordan's better. You see how LeBron is on and off? We can't even shoot a free throw. Turnovers,
And fewer
Jordan too.
turnovers.
Come on now.
LeBron leads in the other 3: assists per game, rebounds per game, and field goal percentage.
Like, but that's terrible.
But that's a pretty simplistic way of looking at statistics.
Okay,
What if we instead turn to analytics?
what's the difference?
Probably the most well-known analytic stat is player efficiency rating, or PER for short.
Oof.
This metric was
Nasty.
created by respected basketball analyst John Hollinger to give an overall rating to a player's performance based on traditional stats like the ones we just mentioned.
Hey, dark.
Jordan has led the league in PER 7 times. LeBron 6 times.
What is player
Jordan has
efficiency?
finished top 3 in PER 10 times. LeBron 9 times. In fact, Jordan has the highest career PER in both the regular season and the playoffs.
I don't even know what that means.
Another
but,
popular
hey,
analytics stat is win shares. Jordan has led the league in win shares 8 times. LeBron 5 times.
what does that mean?
Jordan has finished top
You
3
gonna
in win
explain?
shares 11 times.
Hey, yo, bro,
LeBron
I don't know what
6
this
times.
means.
And when it comes to win shares per
Alright.
48 minutes, Jordan has the highest career rating in both the regular season and the playoffs.
Crazy.
What about
Crazy.
box plus minus? Until
Yes.
recently, LeBron was actually ahead of Jordan in career box plus minus.
How did he
But after
lose?
the 2017 season gave Russell Westbrook the
Oof.
greatest single season box plus minus in history by a wide margin,
What is the
the
box plus
architect of
minus?
box plus minus realized that the stat was fundamentally flawed.
What is that?
So he made some changes to improve its formula. As a result, Michael Jordan now has the highest career box plus
Hey,
minus in
hey,
both the regular
I-
season
I ain't
and
gonna
the
argue with the
playoffs.
dude. Hey,
And
I ain't
lastly,
gonna argue with
what
him.
about value over replacement player,
Oh,
which
for
on
sure,
its face seems to favor LeBron James?
Really?
Well, value over replacement player is a cumulative stat, and as previously noted, cumulative stats speak more to longevity than they do game-to-game dominance. That said, according to value over replacement player, Jordan owns 6 of the 9 greatest individual seasons ever played, and on a per-game basis, MJ's career rating in value over replacement player is the highest of all time in both the regular season and the playoffs.
I like what I'm
Are you
hearing.
noticing a
I don't know
theme
what
here?
he's talking about, but I
Not
like
only
what I'm
does Jordan
hearing.
beat LeBron in every ratable analytic stat, he consistently ranks as the best ever across the board. Before we move on from analytics, I want to mention a lesser-known stat called game score, another brainchild of John Hollinger.
What's
Game
that
score measures a player's performance in a single game,
Okay.
so it won't tell us who's had the better career,
But just the better
it does
game.
provide insight into who's
Gotcha.
had the greatest games.
Okay.
Now, we only have game score stats since 1983, so you won't see any mentions of Wilt Chamberlain here.
But we're not talking about
That said, of the 100 highest
Will
game
Chamberlain.
scores
Will Chamberlain didn't even score 100 points.
ever recorded, incredibly 19
Talking about
of them
Jordan
belong
and
to
LeBron.
Michael Jordan.
Come on
In
now.
other words, nearly 1 out of every 5 of the best single-game performances over the last 4 decades has been by MJ.
Come on now.
That includes the highest game score of all time for Jordan's 69.18 rebound masterpiece.
18. Wow.
Comparatively, LeBron has had only 3 of the top 100 game scores. When discussing the GOAT, Nick Wright is fond of asking this question.
The aliens come down.
What?
You have one game to save humanity. Who's your first pick in the history of the world?
Jordan.
Well, Nick, I think we have our answer.
Why would you pick LeBron?
Now that I've finished
Somebody,
drowning you in
if I'm an alien, I would. If I'm Space Jam, and I'm an alien, I'm gonna go down, find the best player, the most stylish, flashy, big word coming up, flamboyant. I'm gonna choose that person, not LeBron.
numbers, let's be real. Hardly anyone watching this video knows how to calculate PER, win
I
shares,
don't.
box plus minus, value over replacement player.
I'm as
or
confused
game
as y'all.
score.
I'm
And why
so
should you?
confused.
This is
Talking about that.
basketball, not Goodwill Hunting. So
What?
let's go back to the traditional stats that we all know and understand.
Mm-hmm.
But this time, let's add context to them. What do I mean by context?
Okay.
Well, some positions are simply better than others at racking up certain stats.
True.
Let's take rebounding as an example.
Centers.
In a vacuum, if we simply compare the number of rebounds per game of Brook Lopez and Jason Kidd, we might think that Lopez was the better rebounder. The truth is, relative to their positions, Lopez is statistically one of the worst rebounding
Yeah, that like
centers in
6
NBA history,
rebound. Come on.
whereas
now.
Kidd is statistically one of the best rebounding guards in NBA history.
Okay.
But even a poor rebounding center can grab more rebounds
Dude,
than a great
you're
rebounding
17 feet. The basket, you don't even have to jump. Just put your arms up, dunk it.
guard solely by virtue of their
Oh
roles
my
on the court.
goodness.
So it makes sense that
It's
to understand
terrible.
the
Get 'em off the
context of a player's
court.
stats, we should compare them to the respective positions that they played. When comparing LeBron James to the other small forwards who have played at least 500 NBA games, this is where he ranks. Overall, that's pretty impressive.
Okay.
Now let's see.
Second points, first assists. That's pretty good. Okay. 12th rebounds, bad. Steals, 9th, bad. 17th blocks, terrible. Field goal percentage, 17th. Free throw, 107th. LeBron, stay off the line.
See how Jordan compares to all shooting guards who have played at least 500 NBA games.
Okay, he's first,
As
fourth.
good as
Oh,
LeBron is compared
perfect.
to other small forwards,
34th,
Jordan is on
we can work
another
on it.
level when compared to other shooting guards. He's darn near the top of
So,
every
I'm
major
not gonna talk about the
statistical
pixels,
category,
how they
and
have
there isn't a single
4K
category where
pixels.
LeBron is better than MJ
Crazy.
relative to his position, other than assists.
crazy.
So to sum up statistics,
LeBron got, like,
whether
cool
comparing
assist and
traditional stats
animations,
or
you feel
analytics,
me?
and especially when judging these players in the context of the positions they played, Jordan has a noticeable edge over LeBron. As such, we have to give the check mark to Jordan.
Of course. Every
And
check
that
mark.
takes us to the last
Except
category
for
in our
longevity
GOAT
and durability.
analysis, the eye test. And to be clear, by eye test,
Dang!
I don't mean which of the
That ain't no foul? I thought it was basketball. I thought he was playing basketball, not football. My boy just trucked him, then tried to do a spin move on him.
analysis, the eye test.
Like, bro,
And to be clear, the eye
boom,
test
like, bro dropped his shoulder and trucked the dude. That's
I
crazy.
don't mean which of these players
Yo.
is bigger, faster, or jumps higher.
And no
None of that
cause,
is relevant
crazy.
unless we're having a track and field competition.
But he's flying.
And frankly, if physical measurables mattered, then George Murasan would be in the GOAT
Who is this
conversation.
dude?
No, what I mean by the eye test is, if you sat an average basketball fan in front of a TV to watch a player in action, what would he
Batman?
notice that the player is and is not great at?
Dang. He just
Thankfully,
got fouled.
I happen to be an average basketball fan,
Bro, who is
and
this
I've had the
dude?
privilege of watching both LeBron and Jordan during their playing days. So
Really?
unlike a lot of my fellow
So dude's like 35, 40. Dang. Yo.
YouTubers, I haven't merely relied on highlight videos.
Mm.
Here's what my eyes told me
Sound
when
like
I
me.
saw Michael Jordan play, particularly
Y'all
during
relied
his
on
playing
highlights.
days with the Chicago Bulls. He was the best offensive player in the game. He was
Okay.
arguably the best defensive player in the game.
The best.
He had the best mid-range game.
Okay.
He was the best finisher at the rim.
For sure.
He had the best post-up game.
Of course.
Which is incredible considering most players who dominated the post were big men.
Crazy.
He was widely considered the most clutch player in the game.
Pew!
He was regarded by opponents as the fiercest competitor on the court. He was regarded by teammates as the hardest worker
Dang,
in
he's
practice.
dark.
And when all was said and done, amongst the other stars of his generation, he was the greatest winner. Now, when you're playing against the elite of the elite athletes of the world,
Listen
to be
to
the
the
best at any
stats.
one of those things is pretty remarkable. But to be the best at all of them,
Dang.
I tell
Just
you,
came
it's
out of
impossible.
nowhere.
But for the fact that we saw Michael Jordan do
And
it.
then, bro, like,
And when it comes to the GOAT debate, that's the
oh
biggest hurdle facing
my
LeBron.
gosh.
He's basically being compared to a guy
Yo.
who was great at everything and practically had no weaknesses.
Dang.
Seriously,
Jordan,
judging by the eye test, what's the
chill.
worst thing we could say about Michael Jordan's game?
Nothing.
Probably that he wasn't a very good three-point shooter.
But still,
Jordan
he still
shot
hit
33% from beyond the
But
arc.
you gotta
in
think
an era when
threes, you
the
didn't
average
have to.
player also shot
Yeah,
33%.
see, you didn't have to shoot threes back then.
So when it
Now,
came to
yeah,
three-point
thanks to
shooting,
Curry.
he wasn't good.
Now,
He
yeah.
wasn't bad. He was
You
just average.
Like, come on now.
But remember that Michael played in an age when the three-point shot wasn't a big part of
Exactly,
the game. During
exactly.
Jordan's years, teams averaged only 9.5 three-point attempts per game, and Michael himself attempted less than 2 threes per game. And if being an average three-point shooter is a weakness of Michael's game, well, then we also have to call it a weakness of LeBron's game. The difference is that LeBron plays in an era where
Well,
the
you
three-point
have
shot
to.
is a
You
huge part
have
of
to
the game.
shoot. Even centers shoot threes when they're supposed to be in the paint. Big man, stay in the paint. You're not a three-point shooter. Now, you are.
During the years in which LeBron played, teams attempted on average over 21 threes per game.
Oh my god.
And LeBron himself averaged 4.3 three-point attempts per
Like,
game.
you have to
or
not to
2.5
shoot now.
times
Even
as
as
many as
it's
Jordan.
crazy. Every position
Despite
has to
the
shoot.
increased emphasis on threes,
No matter how
LeBron's
tall,
career
how
shooting
short.
percentage from beyond the arc is only a hair better than Jordan at 34%. Wow. And it's actually slightly below his peers, who averaged 35% from three during his era.
Wow.
But to reiterate, being an average three-point shooter was by far the worst part of MJ's game. For LeBron, it's not even close. LeBron, in fact, has 4 major weaknesses as a basketball player.
Now, granted, yes, he did get hit in the back. But 5 seconds after, you want to react. No.
Each of which is readily apparent to anyone who has actually watched him play.
But would he even hit you to the back? Wait, let me make sure. Before I talk smack, as I love to do.
It's not even close.
Like, bro,
LeBron,
he
in fact,
reacted.
has 4 major weaknesses
Okay, yeah,
as a
whiplash.
basketball
You go.
player, each of which is readily apparent
bro,
to anyone
no,
who
you're
has
not gonna-
actually watched him play.
And then after.
First, he's not a good free
Tripping.
throw shooter.
Oh my god.
For his
He
career,
airballed?
LeBron has shot around 73.5%
Yeah,
from the
he's
free throw line, which
terrible.
is pretty poor for a player who handles the ball as much as he
He's
does.
terrible.
In fact, many analysts point out that at the end of games, LeBron shies away from driving to the basket because he's afraid of being sent to the line.
Because he's terrible.
I don't know whether that's true, but what I do know is that the odds of LeBron
Can't even
hitting
make
2
a
consecutive
free
free
throw.
throws is statistically not much better than a coin flip. Jordan, on the other hand, shot a solid 83.5%
Hey, with his
from
eyes
the free
closed.
throw line during
I ain't
his
never seen nobody
career.
else do that.
And MJ never shied away from contact at the end of games. LeBron's second weakness is that he's an inconsistent defender.
Did he try to
Sure.
kick? What was that?
LeBron's second weakness is that he's an inconsistent defender.
I thought we was playing basketball, not soccer. LeBron. I thought we was playing basketball.
Sure, he's had some years where he was elite defensively, which is evidenced by his numerous selections to the NBA's
That was
all-defensive team.
goaltending.
But he's also had several years where he's practically been a liability on the defensive end.
What was that? Oh my goodness. Oh my
Compare
god.
that to MJ, who during his Bulls days
Oh,
was a
come on now.
consistently elite defender.
LeBron can
In
never.
fact, Jordan is the only player to rank in the top 5 amongst all guards in both steals per game and blocks per game for his career. Additionally, Michael led his position
Well, he
in
can play
defensive
football
win
too.
shares practically every year that he played for the Bulls.
Look,
an
hustle.
incredible
Look at the
10
hustle.
times.
Hustler.
LeBron, comparatively, has led his position in defensive win shares on just 4 occasions, and in 5 of his last 7 seasons, he didn't even crack the top 10 at his position.
He
in
don't even
defensive win
try.
shares.
Like, he don't even
Now,
try.
some will excuse LeBron's
Same
recent
pickup.
fall off on the defensive end as a byproduct of his resting on defense,
No hustle. He's just chilling in the back.
so that he can have more energy on offense. And we
Really?
can debate
But
the
defense
merits of that
wins
strategy.
games.
But resting on defense is not something Michael Jordan was ever accused of doing.
Of course.
Heck, even as a 40-year-old, he was busting his tail on the defensive end.
Snatch
But
grab.
notion that
LeBron ain't never done that.
versatile defender. LeBron supporters will argue that he can guard positions 1 through 5 on the court, such as when he
Okay.
guarded Derrick Rose for stretches in the 2011 playoffs.
So can Jordan.
But
What are we
LeBron's
talking
guarding the
about?
opposing team's point guard or center isn't something that happens very often. In fact, during his career, LeBron has spent less than 5% of his
Like,
total
bro,
minutes
come on
guarding
now.
the opposing players 1 or 5. So the versatility argument is highly exaggerated. And look, when it comes to versatility, Hometown Buffet may have a more versatile menu than Spago. That doesn't make
What's
it a better
Spago?
restaurant. LeBron's third weakness is that he's not a very good shooter.
Oh my
and this is
gosh.
a pretty significant flaw for someone claiming
He
to be a
airballed
GOAT.
a mid-range?
Shooting the ball is the quintessential skill in the game of basketball. It's the part of the game that everyone practices, whether on the playground,
What am I
at
looking
the
at?
YMCA, or in the NBA.
Is this
Now,
how LeBron
some people will
sees the
contend
basket?
that LeBron is actually a better shooter than Jordan
3,
because he
2,
has a better career field goal percentage. And yes, LeBron's career
camera
field
turned
goal
off.
percentage is 50.4% compared to Jordan's 49.7%. But recall what I said about placing stats into proper context. To help us understand context when it comes to shooting, allow me to introduce DeAndre Jordan and Tyson Chandler.
Why are we talking about
We
centers?
all know that DeAndre and Tyson were great.
Tyson not even
rebounders
in the
and
league no
defenders.
more.
But what if I told you that they were also two of the greatest shooters of all time?
Huh?
That would be certifiably crazy. Yet if you look at all the shooting metrics, field goal percentage, effective field goal percentage, true shooting
That's because they're
percentage,
tall and they're just
both
under
of
the
these
basket the
guys
whole
rank
time.
near the top in NBA history.
That doesn't
Of
really
course, there's an
count,
obvious
though.
reason for that. As we all know, both DeAndre Jordan and Tyson Chandler take a lot of their shot attempts on dunks, layups, and putbacks, which are extremely high percentage shots.
Of course.
Well, guess what? So does LeBron James. In fact, every single year of his career, the shot that LeBron James has taken the most has been within 0 to 3 feet from the basket.
Wow.
In other words, dunks, layups, and putbacks. More than
Oh,
one
that's
of every 3
easy.
of LeBron's shots
Easiest
has been
shots.
within this point-blank range, which is aided by his playing in an era where it's been relatively easy to get to the rim,
I don't know what
particularly
defense
when
that
compared
was.
to the physical era in which
Dang!
LeBron played. And just like every other player, LeBron is really effective
go
from 0 to
clothesline
3
him.
feet, hitting over 73% of these shots. But how does LeBron fare from outside this range? According to basketballreference.com, LeBron's shooting percentage from outside 3 feet is 37.5%. It's even poorer in the playoffs where he shoots 35.9%.
Okay.
And it gets even worse in close and late situations. In the last 2 minutes of games where the score is within 5 points, LeBron hits only 31.7% of his jumpers.
Yeah, don't give LeBron the
Look,
ball.
it doesn't take a rocket
Just don't do
scientist
it.
to know that these numbers aren't
Einstein?
very good. Which is probably why in the 2013 finals, the Spurs' defensive strategy against the Heat was to basically dare LeBron James to shoot.
was nice.
And keep in mind, this was against LeBron in his prime. Can you imagine an opposing coach using a similar strategy against MJ?
It wouldn't even
Now,
work.
LeBron actually credits the Spurs for forcing him to work on his jump shot, but it's not as if his
Wow.
results have gotten much better since then. Here's LeBron's shooting percentage from outside 3 feet over the last 6 years.
It's basically the same.
Yikes. Well, I'll give him this. He is consistent.
Okay.
For comparison, consider that in the last year of Michael Jordan's career, as an aging player on the Washington Wizards, Jordan shot close to 42% from outside 3 feet. While that's certainly not great, it means that even as a 40-year-old shell of his former self, Jordan was still a better shooter, a far better shooter than LeBron James. Unfortunately, Basketball Reference doesn't have
That was
advanced
nice.
shooting metrics from Michael's Bulls days, when he was a significantly more efficient scorer.
Fake. Come on now.
But few would argue that Michael was anything but a lethal jump
Ooh.
shooter when he was
Ankles.
wearing red and black.
Clank. Bow.
When it comes to shooting, all of us can recall practicing shots on the blacktop, counting down 3, 2, 1 before launching a shot at the rim. Well, if you were pretending to be LeBron James,
I wouldn't.
you'd brick almost 2/3 of the time.
Dang.
Actually, that's not entirely true.
Okay.
If you were playing against a countdown, it would be much, much worse.
Oh.
And that gets me to the last major weakness of LeBron's game. His
That's a
performance,
travel.
or more accurately,
And he,
lack
he
of
missed a
performance
wide
in
open
the
layup?
clutch. Remember when
Like-
people were praising LeBron for making a couple of buzzer beaters in the playoffs 2 years ago?
That was nice.
They
That was
used those
that was
stats to
nice.
claim that LeBron was better in the
Bro. We're in at least 2020, 2021. We have 4K. Didn't know he was still recording on a potato. Like,
clutch than Jordan. But look at these numbers carefully. What stands out to you? How about this? People were using a sample size of less than 1 shot per season to make the case that LeBron was more clutch than Jordan.
no way.
That would be the equivalent of polling just 100 people in the country to try to predict the winner of the next presidential election. So let's use more telling stats, shall we? Here's a situation that's often used to determine a player's clutchness. 5 seconds to go in the fourth quarter or overtime, and your team needs a bucket to either win
And
or
he
tie
missed
the
another
game.
layup.
It answers the age-old question, who do you want taking the last shot with the game on the line?
I mean, I would laugh Curry,
It
but
turns out that in
I
the
don't-
regular
that's
season
not
and
the choice.
playoffs combined,
Jordan.
LeBron has taken 94 such shots. That's a pretty good sample size. And how many of those 94 shots has LeBron made?
1.
19.
Well, that's not bad,
For a
but it's
shooting
terrible.
percentage of 20%. Let me repeat that.
It's terrible.
20%.
That's bad.
Guys,
that's worse.
That's not bad in the clutch.
That's terrible.
That's atrocious.
Well, what he said.
Michael Jordan in the same situation shot roughly 50%.
That's good.
Yes, that's right. Jordan's performance under pressure was the same
It's
as
not
it was
phenomenal.
throughout the rest of the game.
Astronomical, but
And
it's
that, my
good.
friends,
That's
is the
that's good.
definition of clutch.
Because nobody's going to be
So there you
over
go.
70.
When it comes
60.
to the eye test, our eyes tell us that one player, Michael Jordan, is great at everything and has practically no weaknesses.
Yeah.
And the other player,
He worked on
LeBron
his game a
James,
lot.
while also having a ton of
LeBron ain't
strengths,
doing
has several
nothing.
obvious flaws to his game. And when all is said and done, after analyzing the 5 key factors of being
Dude,
the
look
GOAT,
at this, bro.
Jordan gets 4
Why?
check marks
They
to
got
LeBron's 1,
pixels.
making
Bro. Okay, pause. Time out. Does not have nothing to do with the video. I'm looking at the pictures of the people. Look at my man LeBron. His leg. Right. Okay. His leg is here. It goes out this way. His shins. Skinny as I don't know what. His shins start here. Whoever made this needs to be fired because they're terrible. Same with Jordan. But
debate?
LeBron's
Well,
is terrible.
not
Like,
much of a debate at
fire. Fire the artist who did this. Get
Now,
him out of
don't
there.
get me wrong.
Him or
I'm
her,
not saying
whoever,
that
get him
LeBron
out of
James is
there.
a bad player. He's a phenomenal player. Personally, I have him on basketball's Mount Rushmore.
Of course.
Along with Jordan, Kareem, Will Chamberlain, and
Really?
Bill Russell.
I wouldn't do that. We're talking about top 5, right? Yes, top 5. We got Jordan. That's number 1. Obviously. 2. It hurts to say this. Oh, we got LeBron. We got LeBron. 3, we got Kobe. 4, we got Shaq. And 5, we got Kareem.
He's just not Michael Jordan.
Nobody.
And
is.
just to underscore how
Yet.
good MJ was, let's ignore LeBron and Jordan for a minute and focus on the other 3 players highlighted
I
here.
thought we were talking about
Kareem,
Jordan
Wilt,
and
Bill
LeBron.
Russell. Most would agree that these are the 3 greatest centers in NBA history, and each of them has
What
a
about
strong
Shaq?
case to justify his standing among basketball royalty.
Of course.
Wilt is an all-time great because he was an offensive force of nature,
Against
and he holds a
people
ton
that
of
mean-
NBA records.
But like,
Russell
but
is-
you can make the same argument. Oh, if he was to play now, he wouldn't be able to do nothing. True. If he was to play in the 90s, he wouldn't even do nothing. True. 80s, same thing.
In the conversation
But it-
because
he's
he was
facing
a
like
dominant
5'10",
defender,
5'5".
and a perennial champion.
Okay.
Kareem also led his team to numerous titles, and in terms of individual awards and accolades, was the most decorated of the 3. Not to mention, he had the NBA's most unguardable shot.
Of course. Still
Now
unguardable
imagine a
to this
center that
day.
had all the best qualities from these 3 titans.
Dude,
A player
Shaq.
like that would be the basketball equivalent of Thanos.
Oh.
Now add to that player the highest level of intangible attributes, such as a tireless work ethic, unmatched killer instinct, and an ability to deliver in the clutch. And now you'd essentially be looking at Thanos with all of the Infinity Stones, and no one would question whether this player was the greatest of all time. But the truth is, we don't have to imagine such a player.
We have
That player
actors.
already existed. He
Michael
just happened to be a shooting guard,
Jordan.
not a center. When you think about it, Michael Jordan is the real-life version of an overpowered
Why am I
video
watching
game
2K?
character.
Oh, I was about to say, why am I
He
watching
had
2K?
all the qualities we look for in a superstar athlete, and he had it in spades. He's basically Babe Ruth,
What?
if Babe Ruth played defense like Willie Mays. And that's why, even in comparison to
Oh,
the
I thought we
other
was talking- why are we
all-time
talking about
greats,
baseball?
he is truly in a class of
But
his
where's
own.
Shaq? All right, buddy. Whoever made this video? Are you talking about greats? If you're talking about top 5, top 6, whatever, top 10 greatest players of all time, only one you have good is Jordan. Everybody else is terrible. How you gonna have all these and not have Shaquille the Diesel O'Neal? He's better than Larry Bird. Better than Magic. Bro, Bro, he's better than
Simply put,
Bill Russell,
he's the GOAT.
Kareem. Like, come on now. I mean, yes, he's the GOAT. Like, it's LeBron. I mean, what? It's Jordan. LeBron, you can sit in second place and chill in second place. It's Jordan. He's just on a different pedestal. Like, Jordan's the GOAT. Oh, now let me see some more highlights. And one. Dunk contest. Hey, Jordan actually did the dunk contest. Boom. Dish it out. Spin move. Come on now. Just bopping off the centers. Like, come on. Come on. Dude. It's not even fun. Oh my. Dude. Hey, come on. It's not even funny. It's not. There was no question. Are y'all LeBron lovers? It's over with. It's over with. You're done. You're done. You're done. There's no way LeBron is better than Jordan. It's obvious. You've seen it. It's in fine print. Just let it go. Jordan's just better. And live. Now you gotta live with it. Just live with it. Money. No push off. Money. The GOAT.
Thanks for watching. This was my first video, but
What?
if you want me to make more content like
What?
this, please subscribe to my
This is
channel.
his first video? I thought it was like his 150th. That's his first video. That's pretty nice. If y'all want to go subscribe to him, be sure to subscribe to me first. You feel me? And don't forget, comment down below what you want to see next. Hit that like button so you know some upload. Hit the like button so I know you like the video. Share with your family and friends. Hit that bell so you know next time I upload. My name is Drew from YT, and I'll be seeing y'all in next episode. Hi, be.